We were in Robin Hood costume that year.
Robin Hood
Robin Hood
costumes.
costume.
Why Robin
Tight.
Hood?
I don't know, but that's what we were. Tights and everything. Yeah.
You wore tights in Carriacou
Yeah,
in Leeds.
we had with the brown tights and a green top. Because Robin was green and the other bell. It was great. I learned by the time I was 9 years old, I could do everything. Because my grandmother insisted you have to learn to cook. Because she said to me one time, she said, if you don't do it, who's going to do it for you when the time comes?
Thank you for doing this.
No problem.
So, what's your name?
Agnes. Agnes, my name is Agnes, but normally back home they call me Warner.
What's your surname, Agnes?
Dick. Warner. But the name is Agnes Dick. I came in Agnes Dick.
Where were you born?
In Carriacou.
Whereabouts?
In Ravin.
Ravin. Where's
Mount Royal, in Ravin.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And what year was that, if you don't mind?
1953. Yes, I'm 73.
And who were your parents and grandparents?
My parents was Marlene and Papi Moses, but I live with my grandparents because Mom, she had me as a baby and then she went to Trinidad, left me with my grandparents, and I grew up with my grandparents, which is Beatrice and Layman Dick.
Oh.
Yes. So.
Have you got many siblings at all, or any?
Well, my parents had Mom and Dad we had 10 children.
10 children.
But there's only 7 of us alive now. There's 3 of them gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, yeah, but I never grew up with them. They were in Trinidad. Most of my brothers and sisters in Trinidad, but I was in Carriacou with my grandma.
So what was your mom doing for work in Trinidad?
I don't know because she left Carriacou with the Trinidad when I was a baby. So she used to work in the cane field in Trinidad. Yeah, that's where she used to work. Because Dad was an overseer in the cane field in Trinidad where they work.
An overseer?
In Trinidad, yeah.
Right.
You overseer, one of them like supervisor type of people. A foreman in Trinidad. Yeah. So I knew my dad when I was 13. First time he came to Carriacou. That's the first time I knew my dad.
13 years old?
I was 13 years old at the time.
How did that feel?
Strange. Because actually he wanted to take me back to Trinidad with him. My grandmother says, no way. You don't know anything about her. She ain't going nowhere with you. So I ended up staying home and then I came to England. Well, my grandma's daughter wanted me to help her because she had 3 children and she wanted somebody to help her with the kids. So she asked my grandma for me to come to help her, and that's how I came to England.
Wow.
1968.
Well, before we jump there,
okay.
Tell me a bit more about your early life in Carriacou. So where did you go to school?
Hillsborough, in the town. Hillsborough Town School. It was great. I love school.
Why did you love school?
I just love learning. I love school. Yeah. And my granddad used to insist you go into school. So I love it. I love school in those days.
Who was your favourite teacher at school?
You are.
Who was your favourite teacher?
Oh, I don't think I had a favourite one. But there was a guy, Mr. Dennis, he was in number 2. And he was very friendly and all right. But I never really had favoritism in school. Because if you had favoritism, it doesn't work that way. The kids will bully you. It was nice. I love school.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So did you experience, did you go to Carnival? Tell me about your experience.
Oh, Carnival in Carriacou was nice. One year we played Robin Hood. Oh yes, I love Carnival. It's a good day. Everybody loved Carnival in Carriacou. It was nice. It's just a great day. You enjoy yourself. We were in Robin Hood costume that year.
Robin Hood costume? Why Robin Hood?
I don't know, but that's what we were. Tights and everything. Yeah.
You wore tights in Carriacou?
Yeah, we had with the brown tights and a green top. Because Robin was green and the other bell. It was great. Everybody together, we were Robin Hood tights. That was the only carnival I played in Carriacou. It was wonderful. Yeah, that's why you didn't know anything. You just enjoy it. Carnival, little girl, carnival. Great. And then even at Christmas, he had a great time at Christmas as well. Because he used to go around singing Hosanna at the night time. It was nice.
So who was a good cook? Who taught you how to cook then?
Cook?
Yeah.
I learned by the time I was 9 years old, I could do everything. Because my grandmother insisted you have to learn to cook. Because she said to me one time, she said, if you don't do it, who's going to do it for you when the time comes? And I remember the story, I'll never forget that. I had to go to school. In the morning, she said to me, because you know, in the West Indies, when you don't have land to work, you work other people's land. And my cousin and all of them was in the garden. And she said, the night before, she said to me, you have to cook and take it to them in the garden before you go to school. I get up that morning, I cried myself. Because you know, in the kitchen is a firestone, little pot. And you're cooking, but you're crying with the smoke. I was crying all the time, finished. I couldn't remember, it was black eyed peas and dumplings. I put it, every dish on the plate, and put it on a tray, you carry, and carry down in the garden for them to eat. And then I come back and go to school. And then she said to me, she said, when you don't forget, it's the other day you cooking when you come from. I cried from the time I left school. You know, some kids are going out for dinner. I was crying all the way up because I have to go and cook it. That's how you learn. You have to do it. If you don't do it, are you going to expect to do it yourself when you grow up? My grandmother, she was great.
So
She
what's
makes sure we learn these things. You go, especially she said you're going to school. That's it. You really, because she was a seamstress. She used to sew all the school uniform and everything. I used to love the pleated skirt. She used to do the box split. Love doing them sort of thing. It was lovely. It was great. My grandmother was wonderful.
so do you know who was that on your is that your maternal grandmother or
So I
paternal?
got
Your grandmother, was she your mom's
it
mom?
was my mom's mom. Her name was Beatrice Dick.
Did you know your dad's
My dad was
grandparents?
Emil. I can't remember dad's mother name, but the father was Emil Moses. My dad's father name was Emil Moses, and because she died long before I was born,
Mhm.
so I don't remember her name, but I know my granddad.
And the surname was Moses.
Yeah, she was Moses. Yeah,
Hmm.
my granddad was a Moses. I'm a Moses.
Hmm.
Grandfather, my father's a Moses,
Hmm.
but mom's a Dick. But when I had to come to England, I had to come on Dick because my aunt sent for me, and I came on a maiden name, which was Dick.
Okay. Before we get there, let's go back a little bit more. I'd
Mm-hmm.
like to learn a bit more about Carriacou.
Carriacou.
Yeah. So you spoke
But what
about
would you like to know? Because Carriacou is a wonderful little place.
well,
The freedom of it.
yes. Well, tell me about the freedom. Tell me about that.
Oh, Carriacou, what? You just go, the beach is so close. You just enjoy yourself. It's very difficult. And there's always something to eat. You can't starve in Carriacou. There's always something growing. There's all kind of fruit. You could do anything. And anybody that says they live and they starve in Carriacou, they're a lot of liars. Because you cannot starve in a place like Carriacou. There's too many fruits and stuff growing you can do. Because we used to work the land all the time. Because I don't know if you ever heard of penny a row. The kids get the like spend money. Up here they call it their pocket money. In the West Indies, we used to do it ourselves. Because I said they work the land for other people and they pay you penny a row.
Mm.
While we didn't finish, with children finish school, rushing home to go and do penny row. If you want little pet money for yourself, you get up and they go and do the land, work the land for them, and they give you penny a row. And we used to call it penny row, penny a
Mm.
row. It was great because you're rushing. That money is yours because you don't get it to your parents. That is your money. It was great because there's always the older people who had nobody to help them. They have this garden. They get we get the kids to go and do the garden for them, weed the garden and everything for them, and they pay a penny a row. That was great. It was it was great fun because every kid would run from school, go and get their oar, we go and weed.
That's
Called penny
brilliant.
row. Yeah, it's weeding. It's weeding. Penny row.
I've never
Look
heard
at
that.
the corn and all them sort of things. Weed the garden. Weed the garden for them. And they pay you penny a row. The we call used to call it penny a row. It was brilliant. Fun. That's how
Interesting.
you hand your pocket change in the West Indies. And even like when you like as I said, when we work in the garden, like the people like the Mackenzie had a lot of land. And my grandparents they didn't have that sort of thing. So we used to work the Mackenzie land. They plant the corn and the peas and everything. And when it comes to harvesting, like up here they'll pay. But in the Caribbean you don't in them days. When the time to harvest, there's somebody there with a truck. You will get two hips, and the person who the land belongs to will get one. That's how they share it for them to get paid for working the land, for us working the land. So we get two, that means we get one more than them. And that's how they share it at the end of the day. They get the heap, And but we always get more because we work the land.
And you call it a hip?
You call it a heap, yes. One heap for them,
Oh, heap.
and two for us.
Got you.
Yeah, because we work the land. Once you work the land, it's their land, but they give you permission to work it. At the end of the harvest, you share. But they get one and we get two. So you get a lot, at the end of the day, you get a lot more than they do because that was their payment for we working the land. And it was great because everybody worked the land and they share. Who doesn't have the land to work? They work on other people's land and they share it. At the end of the harvest, they get their share and we get ours. And we always get a lot more because they have to give you two because you were the one who worked the land.
And how old were you then?
Oh, I tell you, I left Carriacou. I left Carriacou when I was a month before I was 16. I was quite young.
But you were working the land?
Yeah, we all were weeding the land. You do
around that age.
I think sometimes I know myself. We'll be working the land. Yeah, so about 6, 7, 8. Because you go to the garden with your grandparents, and they will give you things to do, and that's how you pick it up. Because you have your little hoe and your cutlass, and you go with the grandparents. Even if you have to stay all day with them, you still go with them, and you see what they're doing, and eventually you learn. Even with the groundnut, they call it monkey nuts up here. When you have to read the groundnuts, all that sort of thing. We did all of them things. You earn your living in the West Indies, but up here everything's easy. So it was lovely growing up. I love my growing up until I left and come here. I loved it. My grandparents were unbelievable. My granddad was a fisherman, and he died because, he was poisoned actually.
How did that happen?
He was a fisherman, and one day he was in Grand Fort. There was a place called Grand Fort where we used to go, and he was fishing, and he finished, and he went to see his nephew Toby Dick, and there was a crab. Somebody sent the crab for him, for Toby. They poisoned the crab, but my granddad saw the crab, and he picked it up and roasted it and eat the crab, and that's what killed him.
So somebody sent a crab.
Yeah.
How did that work?
We know who sent it because before he died, he said he was talking a lot. Because they have to, when people dying and they did bad things in the West Indies, they do talk about it. So they had to tie his mouth from stop him from talking. Because he said that he didn't send the crab for my granddad. He sent it for Toby, Uncle Toby. But when my granddad got it, he did the crab, went to hospital, and he died the morning. He was poisoned.
Wow. So when you say sent the crab, the crab
roast. It was a poison crab. They dropped the crab next to the gentleman. When they want to kill somebody, they find a way of doing it.
They just dropped a crab where?
In front of Toby car, where his house was on the flat, down in the bottom. Dropped the crab. And my grandmother saw the crab. Apparently he was there and he saw the crab, and he killed him.
So was that quite common then? That people used to do them things then?
I don't know, but it was the guy who did it. He was when a lot of people he did a lot of bad things for folks. People who want things doing, they always go to him.
You don't need to name names, but
I don't want to put people in trouble.
No.
He's dead now and everything.
Yeah, but that was a common thing.
Yes, it was for him.
So they used to go to a certain kind of person,
yeah,
shall we say,
and they will do them things,
and they'll do those things.
They didn't do that for you. It's like somebody have a mango tree. And when they don't want the kids to climb the mango tree to eat, they will throw calamine lotion on the root and say the tree's poisoned. But you in the West Indies, you don't know the difference. So you keep thinking the mango tree is poisoned. But all the time it was calamine lotion they were throwing on the tree. So you won't be able to go to the tree and pick the mango. It was so funny. I tell you, growing up was great. We used to pick it anyway. Because I used to climb a lot of trees because I was a right tomboy when I was growing up. There was another tree in Carriacou I couldn't climb. Wow. Grandmother always see little tomboy. They call me a tomboy. We climb a lot of trees. It was great. I love Carriacou. I still do. That's why I go home every year.
So going back to, did your grandma talk to you about any kind of herbal things to help you
not
for
really,
health-wise?
I have my godmother. She was a woman that used to, people know that they say nowadays you can go to flat tea things. She was one of them.
She was a seer.
And then we used to call her Nenen Sweet Home.
Nenen Sweet Home.
Sweet Home.
Sweet Home.
It was my godmother. Nenen Sweet Home. and people from all over to come and see. And she used to make these herb things for them and tell them what to do. And if anybody, I don't know how she used to do it, but that's how they used to say she used to do it.
Really? So
And
she was
then
a
she
kind of
told,
spiritualist.
yeah, she like a spiritualist. They used to go all over. That's how she made a living. And she had all these herbs. But I know a lot about the herbs and things you can mix for everything.
Tell
'Cause
me
I
about some of the herbs, remedies you know
for
of.
cold and things like that. You just boil a bush, a
What
lot of bush
bush?
tree,
What bush?
soursop leaf, guava leaf, hibiscus leaf. All them things are good for you.
What are they good for? Pick a
Well, the
couple.
soursop they said is very good for you. It's got a detox and good for your heart. And or even the guava leaves and things, blood pressure. But you got to not just the one leaf. You got to boil it all. I do them. You boil the guava leaf. You could sugar apple leaf, and even for when you have a cold, and lemongrass. Another one they call lemongrass. You boil that when you have a cold, and you drink it. And there's another one called Carriacou. You drink that when you're constipated. Carriacou.
Yeah, Carolee.
Carriacou. The leaf called Carriacou. In England, I think they call it seagrass. That's all it's called up here. But we used to call it Carriacou. And then every time you constipated, and they give you that to drink. And uh,
So who taught them that? Who
back
taught?
home. Yeah, that's the only thing your grandparents do for you. But you know what they do because you can see it yourself what they do.
And you
That's why I
knew it
said
works.
it worked. That's big for me. Especially the Carolina boot. You go in the toilet all day.
So you know it works.
Well, they have it, the tea bags up here now. They do have it, tea bags up here. They sell them. It's called, I think they call it tea ras or something like that. They call.
But going back to this spiritual woman, what was her name
Oh, you mean
again?
Lennon Sweet Home?
Nenan Sweet Home.
Lennon Sweet Home.
What does so that's an
That's all she
African?
used to do. She used to do all this thing and then she'd make this up to people and give it to them. That they actually, I don't, sometimes me, I don't know how they could believe things like that. Because they actually believe, the things she tells them. Because she takes them in a room, a little room, quiet room, and talk to them. Nobody else can go in there. You cannot go in there. Nobody can go in there. She do her own thing. She was, well, as far as I know, she was good.
And did she tell you about? Was
She
it just
wouldn't tell you things like
medicines, or was
she
she a
wouldn't. You
fortune
wouldn't tell you
teller?
because you're not going to her to ask her anything, and this is thing that like a secret to them. You see, and if you ask, they tell you to mind your own business.
Well, if you ask them about their business or ask them
Oh,
about your
yeah,
business,
they don't because grandparents in them they never like to have children in their business because once sometimes they have this different language. If you're talking about something and you go up to them and close, they'll go into patois, broken French, and you don't understand a word they're saying because they don't want you to know what's going on. That's what they do when we were growing up. My grandmother was very good at it.
really.
Yes, like when people die and they have the nine night and the things like that, and the men are beating the drums and everything, and they cut Daniel and all of them was talking Nancy's story, and the ladies would be on the side, they're talking. If we go up to find out, the children start coming close, they're going to patois because they don't want you to know what they're saying. My grandmother was very good at that. All the women, like Mongrel, a lot of them was like that. All of them, they just train the patois. So now the kids come in, they don't want you to know what they're saying.
Do you know any patois?
And it's broken French. It's
Yeah.
called, now that I would understand, they say broken French. The patois language is broken French. Don't ask me, I don't know anything about it.
So that wasn't passed down to your generation.
Well, it was, your passed down to all, because we grew up in Carriacou, you know all about it. That is something that was normality in them days when we were growing up. There's nothing we could have done about it because we didn't know anything about it. They didn't teach anything in school or nothing like that. So we didn't know.
So
But when I came to England, I found out that it was broken French. What we're told it's broken French. The patois, they call it. They call it patois. But they still do it. But people contact us now, them home now. The men, they're still talking the patois language.
Really?
Yeah. I had contact do it when I was there, but I think he's about the only one left there now.
It's a certain
Everybody else
generation.
is gone. But Thomas is still there, going strong. Yeah, amazed when I saw him last year. And cousin Toya, now she's 106. Yeah, doing
106.
really well. People from Ravine. I grew up with all of that because cousin Toya and her husband, when we were growing up during the hurricane season, 'cause they had the wall brick house upstairs and the downstairs is where, as soon as the hurricane season starts, everybody goes downstairs in their house, cousin Toya house, because they only had the brick house. Most of everybody had the road house, as you see, and we go downstairs in our house during the hurricane season. Even downstairs, the full because everybody in Raven, we had nobody else had concrete. So everybody goes in to come to your house when her husband, but they died now. Her husband died. No, she's 106. She's still going. Couldn't
Wow.
tell you. But it was, I'll never forget that. Never forget. We used to go there. One morning with the hurricane, we got up and after the next day you get out and you go outside, everything's flat.
Well, tell me about that. What hurricane are you talking about
It's
that you
like,
experienced? Which one?
did you know there was a barrel the other day in the West End?
Yes.
Similar to that.
Was it Janet that you
Janet
experienced?
was the worst
Tell me
hurricane they
about.
had in the West Indies. I was a little bit too young for Janet. It was very, very bad. It mashed up everything. But people, you have to, only the board houses, a lot of that was just destroyed. But the wall houses, mostly the roof. But the people are downstairs because you always have a downstairs. And everybody's downstairs. That's where they go and hide. You hear the wind and the rain and everything outside. But so everything boarded up. The windows and everything were boarded up. So everybody's downstairs. And it was good. It was after when you wake up in the morning and to go outside, you could cry. Everything just flattened. Just flat. Everything just flat. Oh, the one I remember that one was we came out of the house and my grandmother everything. Because a baby all but oh my god, it was ridiculous. But we end up rebuild again. Everybody get together and they do what they have to do. And that is something they used to you live with in them days. Because hurricane season like September, we started wind and rain. But Beryl came last year, was it June I think it was, and it really destroyed a lot. That one came with a vengeance.
Mhm.
But they're rebuilding again. It
Yes.
takes time, but they
Yes.
build again.
Wow. So tell me about coming to England. What was the circumstances of you coming to England?
Well, as I said, my aunt, she had the three daughters, and she asked my grandma if I can come to help her because she was a nurse. So grandma said yes. Then I came to England in 1968. And
How old were you? Sorry, then.
pardon?
How old were you?
Well, I was 16 when I got here because I came in March, 12th of March, 1968, and I was 16 in April. So it was a month before. And I came here and been stayed. And the first job I got was in Joseph Lum's.
Joseph Lums.
Yeah,
What was that?
it was a woolen company. Everybody, I think, when everybody come in England, there's always woolen thing.
Before we go there, tell me about the journey.
It was. I came on the boat. We had 2 weeks. Ipina, we just called. 2 weeks on the boat to get here. We went to different places, but it was rough.
What boat was it? What was it called?
Ipina, it was called Ipina.
Ipenia.
Ipina, yes. And it said 2 weeks. We went to Jamaica, went to Barcelona, a lot of different places. Go ashore, and then there was a joke, when we on the boat. I'm not gonna know any names. This woman, her, well, her husband, they just got married in Carriacou. We all came up together. And would you believe she let her husband work all the way from Grenada to Southampton in the kitchen washing dishes? I couldn't believe what was going on. It worked in the kitchen while she was upstairs. And there was another girl, we all together, we all in the same cabin and everything. She came up and they married and everything up here. Well, she married in Leicester and they came up, married up here. And then he died now. But I'm not knowing any names.
But he worked. You mean on the ship he was working?
Yes, coming all the way from, yeah. He was
On
working
his
on the boat
passage.
coming up to England on the boat, in the kitchen, washing dishes. And I couldn't believe it.
Was that common? Did that happen a lot?
No, she was just greedy.
So she took the opportunity.
She didn't want him to tell him. She wanted to tell him to go and walk. She was the rule, like she was ruling him. He was a very quiet man. He was a very, very quiet man. He didn't do nothing. Just do it.
Wow.
As I said, I'm not naming any names.
No. That's
Get
not.
myself in trouble. It was not. And then, but apparently I was sick because I had an abscess in my ears and I got to
On the
England
boat?
on the
Really?
boat coming up. And I didn't know because I was in a lot of pain. Anyway, when I got, but the gentleman came, cousin Seppi mother, he was the one who brought me to England.
So
Cause,
where did you come into on the boat? What
oh,
ship?
Southampton.
Southampton.
Yeah, and then they pick us up from Southampton. Cousin Seppi brought me up to Huddersfield to my aunt. And then I had the abscess in my ears. And she called the doctor straight away the same night when I got here. And it was Dr. Pearson, he was. And he came and he said to me, he said, "You're a very lucky child." I said, "Why?" We're talking to him. And he said, "The abscess didn't burst." He said, "If that the burst, he would have killed you." So I stayed in the house for 10 days before I actually go out inside the house because I couldn't go anywhere. I was that sick when I came. The
Gosh.
day I got here.
When
But
you
afterwards, I take my fastness and I said to Tante Becca, I said, "I'm going into town." Because just Water Street is just there. I got lost. I got lost. I could find a way back. But eventually I did. I
so,
asked questions and I got back.
so you came right into Huddersfield.
The other two.
Why did you go to Huddersfield? Was that because
My aunt lived here. She
your
lived in
aunt?
Huddersfield. Yeah, they live on Water Street. And that's where I stayed with her. Because I live on Water Street in Huddersfield. And I've never lived anywhere else, really.
So
At all.
what were your first impressions of Huddersfield or England when you came in? I know you had your abscess ear problem, but
My ears. Oh,
yeah,
well, the doctor, it was all right. The doctor gave me medication, antibiotics, and everything, and it cleared it up.
but what did you think of England when you came in? What was your first
Well, the
impression?
day when I got to go outside, because I had to be inside for 10 days, I wasn't well. I just find it strange. It was so strange. I just looked. I said, Rebecca, I just looked. But she said to me, whenever you go in anyway, make sure to look at something and mark it. When to come back. Like you have a marking. You say, well, when you way back, you can see the marking and you follow it. I didn't know that. Playing big. I didn't do it. When she went and got him, I was telling her. She was laughing around up. She said, "Why do you not tell you to put mark something on you?" It was funny, but she was a good aunt. She was a lovely aunt. She went back home and everything herself to retire.
So you came when you were 16 into Huddersfield, and then what did you do? Did you go into training to
Yeah,
do a
when I
job?
came here, I went to the Polytechnic. I went to night school and I do typing and English while I was working because my aunt said, "Well, I had to go to work."
While
And
you
I got
working,
to
what job were you doing?
I was doing Dublin in Joe the Flums. But I only worked there for a month.
You were doing Dublin. What's that?
Dublin was a machinist on a machine. I did that. I think about a month, and then I got my friend of mine got me a job in Wellington, is where he worked. And then I stayed there quite a long time. And then I went down to do the foil, doing mending, And when I left Joe the foil, I went to Fred Lawton. And that's I stayed there till I retired.
What were you doing at Fred Lawton?
Fred Lawton, the same, I was doing the same thing. The twisting, drilling in Fred Lawton. But in Joe the foil, I was doing mending. And the same, similar to the thing, and I was doing in all the other places, I was doing similar stuff.
When you say twisting, what's that?
It's on a machine. It's like the wool from a bobbin going through a thing, and it goes around. You know,
So you're working
twisting. Them
in the
that's what they
mills.
use that them thing for to make carpets and things like that. The wool used to make carpets. That's what Lawton does. They used to make carpets. I stayed there 39 years
Wow.
before I retired.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all right.
So did you make any sort of English friends straight away when you started work? Was it easy for you to
No,
make
not really,
friends?
no. Because they got it, my friend got the job for me. And that was it. They went in and they were looking for people. But it was all right.
And you got
I
on
don't have
well?
complain about nothing much really because the only trouble when I was in Georgia, I was doing the mending, it goes a lot on your eyes. Because you needle you, so you're sewing material. That was cloth. You were sewing cloth. Sometimes you have worsted cloth and then sometimes you have woolen cloth. And you got to sew into them. You have needles and things and you sew into it. But it was wood files and then Fred Lawton was carpet. makeup. They still up, they're going now. Still,
Wow.
company's still going, but they because we moved to Dewsbury now. They're in Dewsbury at the moment.
Mhm.
It was all right there.
So when
Yeah,
you came, you found there was quite a lot of work
yeah,
around, easy
yeah.
to
The
get a
mill
job.
work. There was a lot of mill work because as far as I understand, I was told that most of the people that come here, they they send it straight in the mill. You couldn't get anything else. You just go in mill work. A lot of mill work. And the first place they think about Joseph Lum, there was a lot of black people working in Joseph. They'll tell you they work. The first place they work in Joseph Lum.
So did you see a lot of people from Carriacou?
Lots of people from back over there. The young people come up. Everybody going to Joseph Lum. That was the like they were doing all the like Joseph Lum immigrants. They were like, I thought, what? But I said I didn't stay there long. I didn't. Then,
Didn't
then a
you?
friend of mine that next door to where my aunt lived, he got me a job where he works. And then I went to Wellington Mills and do that. But as I said, now I'm here and finish and resting. But I'm still working now. Doing
Wow.
a little part time something in a school.
Mhm.
I help
Oh
quite a lot.
wow. So tell me about, what do you miss most about Carriacou?
Oh, the freedom of the place and the beach. God, my little island is just like I love going home. Just just to go and relax and forget about all this up here. And just relax. And just chill and relax. Forget about everything else and just relax. Nice place, a lovely place. I love Caracas.
And did you think when you first arrived here, did you think you would move back? Was it always a dream
Well,
to go back?
I don't know because you see, because I'm the only one here in the family. All my brothers and sisters back home in Trinidad. You see, but I've got my children and grandchildren here. So I never thought in that way of going back home. It'd be nice, but I never thought about things like that. To go home and relax. Or just by the time you come, you just want to work and have a better life. And in days when you get a bit older and you think about going home and things like that. But because I've got all my children and grandchildren here, I'm not even thinking about that. But I go home whenever I can. I go and see my brothers and sisters because as I said, I'm the only one in the family here, so it's nice. But
Mhm.
no, I'm not thinking of going home at all. The way it is, I got my house, I got everything here, I got my children here, so. And the kids, well, the brothers and sisters, they've all got their own family and things. So. But it's nice to see them when I go.
So what does Carriacou mean to you now?
My homeland. It's my home. And I'm in mine in England, it's my home. Caracas is my home. And that's it. I will never forget where I came from. And I'll never forget it. As I live, I'll never forget my homeland.
Mhm.
That's me.
Well, Agnes, thank you so much
Oh, you're welcome, dear.
for
As I
sharing.
said, it was a lovely growing up. I enjoy every moment of my young life, doing all the fresh stuff and the baking in the oven. And one thing I forgot to, when you in England, when you iron, you can shower, you can do anything. Ha! When you were in the West Indies, the grandma said to me, "You got to iron," and I said, "Okay, but you have to go, you have to wash, you have to change, and then you iron. And when you finish iron, you kind of go out the door." Because remember, it's coal pot iron. You have to the coal in the coal pot and the iron. You know them little iron they have?
I've seen them.
Coal pot iron. Because once you iron, you cannot go outside. It was that was awful. Because you're inside the house, it doesn't matter what time of the day you iron, you have to stay inside. Because you're not allowed to go out when you iron because if you go out, you might go catch cold or something. So you have to stay inside with the hot and cold. But like here, you can iron and go anywhere and
Yeah.
not back home. Cool pot iron? No, never.
Wow.
I used to watch them children going up and I crying because I want to go outside. I can't. You can't. They won't let you. Won't let you go out. That
Wow.
was that was hard. But it was when you think about it now, it was good for you. Because you could go out there with the heat and thing and the difference in the heat and hot and cold. Catch a cold and then give you a whole heap of thing to drink. Mm.
Mm.
And another thing with the castor oil as well.
Tell me
That will
about
make
that.
you tall, like castor oil. That make you go into it. Because at certain time of the year, because you're going to school, you have to have a pair of job.
Why?
That's what they say. That's you grow up with it. The grandparents said you have to prepare it because you go to school.
Before you
So
start
they
the
have to,
school.
yeah, castor oil. What they give you the teaspoon of castor oil. What they do? Bit of sugar. You drink the sugar. Then you put the oil in the middle. You drink the oil, and then another bit of sugar, and then you swallow. When you then you just you run, you're screaming, but you have to take it. You have to do. They have to do once a month. Every month they have to purge.
Once a month purge.
They make it like they make you go toilet. They have to clean you out. They say that's a clean out.
Is that an African thing, you think?
I don't know because the grandmother used to do it all the time. Used to do it with us all the time. Castor oil. All the grandchildren, they could all tell you the same. You have to have a purge once a month, and it's castor oil.
Well, Errol said that as well in his interview.
Well, I don't know about other people, but I know my grandmother used to do it for us. Because a lot of people, you have to do it. They give you castor oil, but they put sugar.
Just to sweeten it.
The sweetness and then the badness and the sweetness. Oh, it's amazing. It's like, it was great.
Is there anything
Absolutely.
else that I haven't asked you that I should know about that you want to talk about Carriacou? Any traditions or any customs, anything that you did?
Well, the tradition I love most about Carriacou is manners. You grew up with a lot of respect for your elders. Because in England, I noticed they say you'll meet somebody and you don't even say morning. That's disrespect. Because in the West Indies, everybody's cousin. Because you cannot call them in the name. If you meet them and you have to say morning, you have to say morning cousin so and so. That's how you have a lot of respect. And I remember one time, I don't know, I met this woman and I didn't say morning to her. By the time I meet where I'm going and come back, my grandmother knew about it. And I get some licks because she said to me, "You meet so and so and you didn't say morning. Who do you think you are? You want to wear company?" She says, "You didn't sleep with her last night. You're supposed to say morning." It was unbelievable. By the time I come back, my grandmother knew about it and she beat me because I didn't say morning. She did. That's why I said, everybody, whether you're cousin or not, you cannot call them in the name. You have to say morning cousin so and so. When you say cousin, you say con. You know, remember we always shorten it and we say con. You have to say morning. That's what in England here. I've seen a lot of disrespect in England, and I try to build that into my children. My daughter is very, very strict about manners. You just have to have manners because one time when I'm working, sometimes when the school is closed in the holidays, I go to work in the morning. There was this gentleman coming down the road. I mean, a white guy. Every morning, he's looking at me and he didn't say a word. So one morning I stopped him. I said, "Excuse me, would you mind if I say morning to you in the morning?" Because I said, "I see you every morning." And I said, "I think it's very rude of you not to say morning to you." And he says, "Okay, love." And you know, from that day, we were best of friends. Every morning, if I'm on the other side of the door, "Morning, love." That's manners. You grow up with manners. And I don't like it when some of the kids, you meet them, even though I meet you and you don't answer. Because the grandmother will you say morning to whoever you meet because you didn't sleep with the person the night before. You didn't sleep and wake with them. So if you see them, say morning. That's manners. And I love disrespect. And children, that's rude, I hate. You got to have respect for your elders.
So that was a culture shock for you when you
Oh,
came here,
yeah, yeah.
when
The
people.
shock of it in England with them trying to talk to you. And, what? Are you kidding? There was this girl on the bus one time, effing up lying on the bus, you know. I got up, you know. I couldn't take it. I said, "Excuse me, would you mind? There's other people on the bus. Mind your language." When I was going out the bus, the driver said to me, "Thank you, love." I would have got up and thrown her out the bus. But you couldn't say anything else. She a young girl. I had to say something to her. She looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry." I said, "No, you're not the only one on the bus. Mind your language." No, it's not nice. You have to have respect for people. Doesn't matter who they are. Well, I do anyway. I don't know anybody else.
Well, I think that's just common of that generation in Carriacou, the way you were brought up. It's
Yes,
different here,
you're
isn't
the
it?
different generation. Up here, completely different. Oh no. Well, and I like that. I like that because I don't know. I think you should have respect. I love the respect and manners. I don't like children that's rude because I'd slap you.
You can't even do that now, to be honest.
I would do that now.
People.
But it was nice. I had a wonderful growing up. Thanks, my mom, my grandma. My grandma was really lovely. She was strict,
Mm.
very strict and lovely. And when my mom used to come to visit now and then, I remember one time mom came and she made us. She used to sew as well, and she made us Hosanna dresses. You know, like Christmas Eve, we have Hosanna groups in Carriacou. We go around on Christmas Eve and go, but we have uniform.
So
The
you
day
called it
one
what did you call it? A
Christmas
Hosanna
Eve.
group.
Hosanna, we used to call them Hosanna group. We used
Hosanna.
to sing Hosanna. That's Christmas Carol. They call it Hosanna.
Mm.
But we sing Christmas Carol, Christmas Eve. We've been practicing on Christmas Eve. You go everybody house and sing Hosanna, Christmas Carol. And then either you get money or you get all sorts, all sorts, and they go home with it. Mom came one year from Trinidad and she made our uniform. We had green and yellow. I'll never forget it, green and yellow dresses. We don't go until Christmas morning because you sing Hosanna all night. You go all over Carriacou and sing in different people's houses everywhere you go, and they always give you money, they give you something, and it's like in England now because I'm in a parang band just like Herbal.
Are you?
I'm in with parrot, and we go Christmas. We go around playing music in people's
Oh,
houses.
tell
Yeah.
me about that. How did that start off? This, how
Well,
did you?
I don't know. It's tradition from back home. They started the Hosanna started from home, and I used to love it.
But the band that you're in
And
now, tell me
it's
about that.
I've only just started with Errol. Well, a few years now with Errol and them. But the first time it was Skinner and them had a group, and they used to go in people's house and sing and just beat drums and have a laugh, have a drink, and out again. All morning, all night. Because when we go on Christmas Eve, we all after 2 and 3 o'clock we get home in the morning.
So it's just
We go
one day
Christmas
you do
Day,
it. Yeah, Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. We leave at 3 o'clock on Christmas Day, and then we go around. Some people, if we don't go on, they're asking where were we. They wait up for us.
Oh.
It's nice. You sing, going and sing, and you think what you have to sing, and the boys drink themselves rotten. It's good fun. Good fun.
So what do you do in that band? Do you just
We
sing or do you
sing. We
play
sing.
anything?
We sing. I'm
Hmm.
singing the mostly chorus. We have two lead singers. We sing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nice. It's fun. We practice every Sunday, but we didn't do today because it's Father's Day. But we do
Yes.
practice every Sunday. I will beat the drums.
So is that something that's passed down to the next generation
Yes,
now?
that's been going on a long time. Yeah, they have them in the West Indies. They have the pound bang in the West Indies a lot.
But in here in Huddersfield, are you passing that down to the next generation?
Well, whoever would like to, we don't mind. We invite people to come in anytime they're ready to come and join us. But we are all getting old. It'd be nice because they're traditional. It's just like carnival. We don't want them things to die out. You see, traditional. Because they have it, no, they have them in Carriacou too. The parang. You go and just you have fun. They have fun.
Yeah.
And the people love it, especially the older people. They love it. They love it. Come in and sing and the music and they see them dancing. It's fun.
So
Well, I enjoy it.
Huddersfield is really a small Carriacou, isn't it?
Very small, boring.
Oh, it's not boring. I think it's interesting.
Well, there's not much happening, quite honestly. When I was young, we used to go out there, just come and do, it's always somewhere to go and somewhere to do. But not now. Everything either closing or dying out. And everywhere that closed open something food.
But it seemed like when you first came over, the Carriacou community had to make their own community. They had
Yeah,
to.
well, where I was in Water Street, there's quite a few of the black people there. And then on Church Street, there's a lot of black was around the community. And a lot of people I know when I was growing up. But it was nice. But as I said, everything's changed up now. The streets are changed, everything's changed up. Everybody move or they die. Just one of them things. What do you do? Things change, people change. What can you do? You have to move on with it times. I just well, but I'm retired now, but to work, can't stay home.
No.
Because they say Meryl, I'm in a walking group and everything with them. We all do these things. We walk and do all. And when even night we go around and play with the parang as well. When people want us to play for them, like it's good. All the hymns and things we sing and practice.
So what's nine night? For people that don't know what nine night is, what is that?
Oh, it's when somebody died, and I call it the 9 days after they died, they'll have like a celebration in the house. And everybody go and they sing hymns and the people will cook and give them food and things like that. And there's only in the West Indies it's nice, but they give you water and tea. Every house you go on nine night or third, they used to do third night as well. But nowadays in England they only do the nine night, and then the fourth. Some people do 40 nights as well. It's just a time of celebration of their life, you know. But nine night is that. Well, third night, nine night, and 49. That's what they do. That was the tradition in the West Indies.
Mm-hmm.
People go in the house and sing hymns, not carols, hymns, the
Mm-hmm.
hymns in the book and things like that. And they give you food and they give you cocoa tea and then water and tea. Yeah. Everybody used to go for the water. Water is lovely. It smells nice. I have that all. I do all of that. I drink all of that in England now. It's healthy and it's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm 73 and I'm still doing all the things.
Well, you look amazing for 73.
I am.
But Agnes, thank you so
You're
much
welcome, dear.
for all your time, for your
Mhm.
history, for your knowledge. I'm sure people get a lot from this. So thank you.
Oh, thank you, dear. You are more than welcome. I love Carriacou.